All right, and we are live. Welcome everyone to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Tone Vays, coming to you from an incredible location. Uh, I couldn't help but to go live as I got here. This, what you see behind me, is unreal. I'll move the camera over there in a bit. So I am all the way in North uh, Bali in a booth, and this place is incredible. Let me just show you guys the view. I know it's like 3 a.m. in New York. No one from the US is watching it, so they will, have to catch it later on camera. But let me give you a little bit of a view here, and then we're gonna go right to the charts. Oops, didn't mean to do that. What do I do here? There we go. And I meant to. Okay, I'm gonna pause that. All right, let me give you guys a little bit of a view, and then I'll do one tomorrow morning when the US is still awake, and I'll show you around the whole place. But like, check that out. I should probably see what you guys are seeing. That is an infinity pool, literally at the top of a mountain. Really cool. This place looks really old. Sun's just coming out again. It was just raining earlier. But yeah, here's what this place looks like. You can see my workstation. This place is great. I just got here. I haven't even walked around the property yet, but it's pretty damn cool. I'll try to stream from a different part of the area tomorrow. Gotta be honest with you guys, not cheap. I should be stacking Satoshis, but hey, I don't know if I'll ever be back in these parts again, so couldn't help it. The pictures online were too nice, and they didn't disappoint. What if I move this over? The sun's coming out, so the light's not as good. But yeah, activity in the live chat. All right, let me see. All right. Did you buy your Bitcoins which you sold? No, I didn't. I used it to, live. No, I was only going to buy Bitcoin if it fell down to below 5,000, and it hasn't done that. So I have no reason to buy them back. You guys actually think I sold a lot. I really didn't. 5,000. I don't know. Right now, 3 seconds from now, 5,000, 3 seconds from now. Like, if you're asking a question when something's going to happen, you're in the wrong chat, right? You should be asking a fortune teller. But this is not a show for fortune tellers. This is a show for traders. And traders trade based on what the charts tell them. So let's go and take a look at what the charts say. I don't know much about LBTC. So I haven't looked into it. I need to. I will when I take a break. Well, you pay 50% tax on crypto profits because you're not trading them in the right area. See, I pay 0% on crypto profits because I trade in my retirement account, which allows me to trade tax-free. So it's really where you choose to trade. And your tax implication matters. Like, I don't want to trade Bitcoin. I don't want to buy or sell Bitcoin because of the tax implications. But as long as I'm hodling my Bitcoin, I can hodl them for 10 years and avoid paying a tax until 10 years from now. All right, let's go to the charts. All right. Oh, I'm on the website. Hey guys, added a new affiliate link, and that where is okay, and that affiliate link is Embly. Check out Embly. This is I generally don't like Bitcoin debit cards because most of them are scammy. For example, the Monaco card to me is a scam. The 10x card to me is a scam. The reason why they're scams is because they have a token. They have a useless token that I believe is breaking security laws. So I want to call them frauds, but fraud has a some kind of a legal definition to it. So I have to call them a scam because if I call them frauds, then they could potentially go after me legally. So they're not necessarily frauds until the SEC validates that part. But to me, they're scams. If you have a scam token, you're running a scam, which is why I didn't mind when Embly signed up as a sponsor for Unconfiscatable for their cards. So unconfiscatable.com. I don't show enough love to the sponsors, but there they are. Thank you, the wonderful companies that are sponsoring Unconfiscatable. It's great. We have Crypto Coffee, Embly, Start9, Alpha Point, Bybit, sponsoring the poker game, Crypto HW Wallet, Pluton Mining, Cryptomatic, and of course the media partners. All right, let's look at the charts. Here's the weekly chart. The weekly chart looks very bullish right now, and that's because we have crossed this green line. The crossing of this green line makes it bullish. So we are now above all three moving averages, two of which are rising. It is a weekly 4. So that means there is good potential for 5 more weeks of upside. This weekly candle, and the week has just pretty much started. We're only on a Tuesday, and I'm way ahead of New York. So it's 3 in the morning on Tuesday. So you still have a lot of time. You still have like 5-6 days to go. And gotta keep an eye out for monkeys because I'm hearing them at the moment. All right. And this is a bullish look. We have not had, a 4 to the upside in a while. We've had a 4 right here, but notice how the candles are going down. This 4 is going up. So now I am actually leaning bullish here because I don't believe in double tops. So, and also if you saw my tweet this morning, is there a good question, guys? I'll get to it in a minute. Kenny, I'm not sure how else I can explain it. I have not earned fiat income in 5 years. So what money exactly am I supposed to buy Bitcoin with if I don't have a job, right? If I don't have a job, where am I going to get the money to buy Bitcoin? Is it like, do I sell a kidney? Like, give me a solution here, right? Where do I get the money? Because I don't want to go into debt, right? I can take out a giant loan. I can rack up my credit card bills, but I'm a responsible human. I'm not a degenerate. So where exactly am I supposed to get US dollars to buy more Bitcoin? Now, if Bitcoin falls far enough where it becomes relatively cheap, I am then interested in buying more Bitcoin. But if it doesn't fall to a very low price, what money am I going to buy Bitcoin with? Because I was being made fun of for a year for not selling at the top. Everyone accused me of selling at the top and wanting Bitcoin to go down so I can buy it low. But now that it has come low, I didn't sell at the top because I hodled to avoid taxes and all this other shit. If you don't sell your Bitcoin, you don't have to pay taxes. And I'm okay holding through a bear market. So where exactly am I supposed to get the money to buy a Bitcoin? So you have to worry about your money. Like I tell you guys, You have to worry about your money and what you're doing with your money. Stop worrying about my money and what I'm doing with my money. I'm fine. I am comfortable if Bitcoin goes to 1,000, and I am comfortable if Bitcoin goes to 100,000. I bring you these videos with an unbiased opinion of what I think of the charts from my almost 15 years experience now of trading charts. All right, let's look at the price, and I'll take a look at some of your other questions. Whatever XYZ coin is, it's a scam coin. Like I don't need to look into it. I've looked into hundreds of coins out of thousands of coins, and each one is scammier than the next. So there's really no reason at all for me to look at another coin. Okay, and I will be right 99% of the time. Like, you want me to waste 99% of my time to come up with the same conclusion that I will be, right 99% of the time with wasting 0 time. So right here, this is a pretty bullish look on a weekly scale. And at this point, it's not ideal to start entering your positions to the upside, but it is a bullish look. Now, the overall market for me will not be bullish until we cross this red line. But as a short-term trade, I would rather be in a long trade here than a short trade. The weekly is on a 4. The oscillators are going to look very good right now. See, the RSI is breaking above the green line. That is very positive. The MACD is crossed over. That is very positive. The CMF is about to cross over. That is very positive. These are all bullish signs to me. So as long as this week can close at above 9,000, I become a bull going into the halving. Well, let me not speak that far ahead, but I become a bull for at least for February. I become a bull for February. Look at the daily chart. So what was I expecting a couple of days ago? Well, from the moment I drew this arrow, I expected the market to keep going down for 2 additional days. So I expected to see a 9 yesterday and a rebound today, pretty much. I don't have the green arrow drawn, but I mean, that was what I was expecting. If you watch my older videos, you will hear me say a daily 9, look for a bounce to the upside. The bounce came a candle too early, which is unfortunate because I wasn't able to get into my trade. I would have strongly considered entering GBTC at a low premium, because right now we're in a low premium environment. All I needed to enter the trade was the perfect trade of a 9. But the 9 didn't come. We reversed a candle too early. So that's okay. I never cry over missed trades. That's not how my brain works. There's always another train coming, okay? There's always another trade coming as well. So therefore, if I miss a trade, I don't go crying about it. I go and find another trade, okay? And speaking of another trade, the trade I really want to pay attention to is palladium. Since it's on my mind, I want to go and take a look. Commodities, palladium. Look at that. Palladium on a daily scale, we're bouncing up a little bit, but palladium had a perfect top. It was a 9 combo 13 on the daily, in fact, a double 9. It was a weekly 9 right at the high. And we are in the middle of a weekly 9, monthly 9, sorry, right at the high. So palladium was the trade. In fact, a double monthly 9, which is even stronger. So this is the kind of trade I would be interested in right now. Shorting palladium at the top. If I was an active trader, that's what I would have done. I would have shorted the daily 913 here, or first sign of weakness. So most likely, I would have been looking for a short somewhere on this green 2 candle, potentially green 1, but I would have been in this short before this red 1. And at this point, I would have a break-even stop loss. But the weekly, monthly, and daily 13s and 9s, that's just a no-brainer for me, because I trust the sequential. If you don't trust the sequential, you don't take the trade. But I trust the sequential, so I take the trade. So there's always another trade. So Bitcoin, if we treat Bitcoin as a trade, the daily chart has just gone bullish with a green 2 above a green 1 above the 200-day moving average. Now, we need to hold this. I personally don't believe in double tops. So what is this daily double top telling me? This daily double top is telling me we are most likely going higher. Now, here's the good news. The good news is there's no resistance here. We have broken all levels of resistance. So if we can hold above this 200-day moving average and this green line, if we can hold above 9,000 for 2 to 3 days, I become very, very bullish. I become very bullish for next month, because now my daily has broken all levels of resistance. And the weekly is very bullish into this resistance area. The weekly has resistance at 10,000, and then this decline also at about 10,000. They're just a few $100s apart, and it will take a few weeks to get there. Probably you can get there tomorrow, of course. Okay, so if we look at the daily chart and we look at the oscillators, let's take a look and see what they say. The RSI is still pretty bullish. It never officially went into overbought. Continues to make higher highs and higher lows. This is very bullish. From the RSI perspective, you can literally, draw a trend line like this. Very bullish. What about the MACD? Well, the MACD went bearish a few days ago, but it's starting to look bullish again. Give it another day, and the MACD is going to be very bullish. Look, we are also making higher highs and higher lows, since the summertime. Very good. Now what about the CMF? The CMF looks amazing. CMF was very bullish. Now, the BitMEX funding rate is a concern, but it's always the counter indicator. The BitMEX funding rate is favoring the bears, but not as much as it was favoring the bears in mid-January. So let's go to mid-January. So right here, the bears were in better position based on BitMEX funding rate than right now. So that means that, and look at this, BitMEX funding rate. I have two different versions. And so that means that while the BitMEX funding rate is favoring the bears, it's not as extreme as it's been even recently. So that means that the bullish side still has some room to run. Okay. Oh. 1 second. I think someone is at my door. Let me give me 1 second. I'm gonna give you guys the view, and then I'll come back for a few more minutes. I still have to go with your question. All right. Hey, thank you guys. So for those that joined a little bit late, check this out. I am in Ubud in North Bali, and I'll stream closer to the infinity pool in a bit, but this is really awesome. Oh, the jacuzzi in the pool turned off. Cool. All right, so this is how we're going to be staying for the next couple of days. Can't wait to bring you some awesome streams from here. And yeah, here's the rest of the outdoor place. Got like some fish over there. Really cool stuff. All right, let's get back to the charts. I want to get to your questions for a minute, so we're gonna wrap this up, the chart stuff. I'm going into the weeds here. So I'm bullish right now. This is not a good looking candle. We still have a lot of time to go. Remember, we need to hold the 200-day moving average for a few days. If we fall back below the 200-day moving average, then the double top holds. I hate double tops. Especially double tops that are only a week apart. So I am bullish at this point. Am I ready to declare a bull market? No, the weekly chart is still, no, we have a low, we have a lower high, we have a higher low, but we need a higher high. And I don't mind buying Bitcoin here. Maybe I'll sell my car, maybe I'll sell my apartment. I don't know. I'll think of something, right? I have zero problem buying Bitcoin at $20,000. I have no problem doing that because then I'm going to be 99% positive my Bitcoin is going to 100K. But I'm not willing to buy Bitcoin with an expectation that it's going to fall 50%. That's not how I trade. I mean, some people can trade that way, but I don't. This is how people end up getting wrecked, and then they blame people like me for trying to teach them responsible trading. All right. I mean, Bcash is still nonsense. I don't even have the shitcoin charts. Let's look at the Bitcoin dominance. See, Bitcoin dominance is falling, so that's not good. I want to see Bitcoin dominance rising. Gold. I actually do want to look at gold. Gold is topping. I would be looking to exit gold here. On a weekly scale, it's hitting resistance. It's hitting a Fibonacci line. It's a little overextended. Look, there was a beautiful 9 buy opportunity, and now you have a 9 sell. So I'm looking for a multiple week pullback and then higher. Probably. We'll talk about that bridge when we get to it. So the S&P 500 had a 9 a little bit early on the futures, but because I wasn't paying attention to the 9 on the cash S&P 500. This is the more important 9. And look how perfectly the 9 on the S&P called the top. I kept looking at the weekly chart. I didn't really pay attention to the daily chart because I was looking at the weekly chart. But the daily chart, again, those that don't believe in the power of, it doesn't matter if you believe in sequential or not. Professional Wall Street traders believe in sequential. And guess what happened when they saw this 9? In fact, let me open Twitter. I'm pretty sure let me plug my computer in here. So there was a man named Thomas Thornton, loves to tweet out sequential charts. And I'm pretty sure he tweeted out the S&P earlier. I'm sure he pointed out the top in the S&P. Let's scroll down a little bit. That's FANG. This is FXI. S&P, no. All right, let's do this a different way. Boom, there it is. So here he is pointing out the combo 13. That was January 21st. So let me see if there's other SPX. What is this? There it is. He points the 9 on the S&P, right? So there's professional traders that pay attention to this, and they saw the 9 on Bloomberg Terminal. So this is S&P versus TLT. So I'm not sure, but there's your 9 there, and he had a nicer chart. Bloomberg World Index. There it is, S&P. Okay, so there's the 9. I mean, you got to pay attention to it, but there's the 9 on the S&P and on a daily chart. And called the top perfectly. Called it perfectly. Okay, let's look at some of your whoa. I got about 5 minutes. Let's look at some of your questions before I do. Hey, speaking of Bali, since I'm in Bali, please check out thefinancialsummit.com. We have a networking event coming up in the Dominican Republic, 19th to 25th, and back in Bali, November 1st to 7th. Very similar resort to this, but all the way down south on the beach, and I am all the way up north in Ubud. So the Financial Summit is in Nusa Dua, and I am in Ubud right now, and it's absolutely gorgeous behind me. Okay, so let's Unconfiscatable, of course, is up for sale. Thank you so much to the sponsors. We didn't have any sponsors last year, but we have sponsors this year. And the speakers, I got to make an agenda. The agenda should be out very, very soon. And of course, if you want to support, please check out the affiliate codes. Added 2 new ones, Travel by Bit, if you want to pay for your travel in Bitcoin, and Embly, if you are interested in a Bitcoin debit card that doesn't have a shitcoin attached to it, you can support Embly. Please use the affiliate links. They do help out this free content. All right, let's look at some of your live chat. Oh boy, hold on. There it is. Okay. Tone reckon our East Coast sleep. That is correct. I'll try to bring you one of these videos first thing in the morning so that it's still going to be like 7 p.m. or something. I'm very curious how this daily candle closes. So I want to be there for the next daily candle. Are you the Tone Vays playing on SWC Poker? No, I am not the Tone Vays that plays on Seals with Clubs. Can you stop addressing the degenerates? So coronavirus is the cause of the pump. I'm not going to go that far. I'm not going to go as far as saying the coronavirus is the cause of the Bitcoin pump. Bitcoin is a pretty uncorrelated asset. It reacts to economic fear, but the coronavirus does bring some economic fear. So the fear that the coronavirus would start to spread is certainly helping the rise of Bitcoin versus hurting the rise of Bitcoin. If the coronavirus actually starts to spread globally and people start to actually panic, then it would actually hurt Bitcoin more than help, because economic activity would slow down, people would make less money, and they would speculate a lot less on Bitcoin. Tone has not worked in 5 years. Tone has worked harder in the last 5 years than probably in my prior 15 years combined. The difference is I haven't been paid for this work. So fighting people like Roger Ver and all the other shitcoiners is actually a lot of work. It's a lot of work that I don't get compensated for. My compensation would be the future rise in the price of Bitcoin. So if your definition of work is someone paying you for something, then yes, Tone has not worked in 5 years. But the amount of stress that I've dealt with, the amount of hours I've put in for Bitcoin evangelism, Everything I've built, from my websites to building conferences, that's been more work than I've ever done when I was on Wall Street. And trust me, you work hard on Wall Street. There's a huge difference between already having Bitcoin and needing to buy. If you don't have any Bitcoin, you should have bought it yesterday. And I've been saying that for 5 years. Okay, so again, people don't understand how life works. He has 1,300 people in his group, which may or may not be true, I don't know. And you're assuming everybody paid 0.05. You're also not assuming how this group started. And also, your assumption is that for the last 5 years, I did not spend a single dollar to live. So somehow I survived for 5 years without spending a single Satoshi on life and food and shelter. I mean, you really don't understand how finance and economics works, right? Um, all right, let me see if there's any good questions here. Other than that, we're going to call it a day. Do you think the altcoins will pump, or for a couple of days? Maybe. I mean, long term, the altcoins are going to zero, guys. They're going to zero. Please read Jimmy Song's article about altcoins. All right, I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to give you guys a look at the scenery behind me one last time, and then I'm going to actually enjoy it. And there it is. All right. Check it out. I'll move the camera over, and I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow, because I'm certainly not going to spend my entire time sleeping. So there it is. This is going to be the view early in the morning. Really, really cool. This place looks really old. And it's really, really cool. All right, guys. I will see you all. I will see you all on the next one.